They see how we coming, can we get on into their shirt? Tell them I'm the hero. Ride the tennis down, look familiar. Got this smile, tell her it's a small world. Oh, that joke, that's not too. We gon' share it.
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Kaukauna High School for today's premier FVA matchup between two ranked teams in Division 1. The latest WBCA polls, the Baseball Coaches Association polls, having both of these teams in the top 20 for Division 1. The number 11 Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts playing host to the number 6 Kimberly Papermakers coming on the road here in FVA action. My name is Gunnar Zippert. I will be with you on the call of today's broadcast. We got great weather here from Kaukauna, just around 60 degrees, a little bit of a breeze. And hopefully our stream is doing well for you at home. It looks like we're holding up here on my end. So we're looking forward to a great matchup here today between these two teams. Coming into this one, Kaukauna on the season, 7-1 overall, 4-1 in FVA play. They took their first loss in the FVA in their most recent outing at Neenah in a game that the Rockets dominated, winning 10-0 in 5 innings. A great pitching outing for Neenah's Cal Juckham in that one. So Ghosts looking to bounce back for the first time this year following a loss. Kimberly also comes in with just one loss. They are 6-1 overall, 4-1 in the FVA, tied with Kaukauna. Their lone loss came last Friday at Fond du Lac in a 7-2 ball game. Kimberly actually played 4 games last week, 4 games in 5 days, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They come in as the number 6 ranked team by the WBCA. They're currently number 2 in the state in the Prep Baseball Wisconsin Power 25, which includes all divisions. It's primarily Division 1 teams in there, but a couple of D2 and D3 teams as well. Kimberly getting a big win over Sun Prairie East, who's currently ranked number 5 by Prep Baseball, unranked by the Coaches Association, I think because the Cardinals of Sun Prairie East have 3 losses, but they probably played a very difficult schedule thus far. Coach Ryan McGinnis of Kimberly, as you can see, hitting around the infield outfield right now, number 2 there near the left-handed batter's box. In his 21st year with this Kimberly program, 26th year of coaching overall, over 450 wins, and a 2026 WBCA Hall of Fame inductee coming up later this year, I believe. 454 wins to 160 losses for Coach McGinnis, and his Papermakers have won 6 FVA baseball titles in a row and 10 of the last 12. The last time they didn't win the conference was 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, no season in 2020, and yes, 2019, and then 2021 through last year. 6 conference championships in a row for this Papermaker squad, but they have not made it to the state tournament since 2018, the last time they didn't win conference. Looking to make it back to the home of the Timber Rattlers for the first time since 2018, and they've got another great squad this year, despite losing many seniors from last year's team. The standout being Sawyer Deering, who's now pitching at the University of Tennessee, a premier SEC program, but also losing Braden Ellison, Ben Kiefer, Ben Johnston, Jack Anselmo, and Connor Olson from last year's team. A couple of those players playing Division 3. Kiefer at UW Eau Claire along with Johnston, Anselmo at Concordia, and Connor Olson at St. Mary's in Minnesota. Thank you very much to Prep Baseball Wisconsin for the preview on the Papermakers. Going 18-7 a year ago, they were 14-3 in the FVA, won the conference championship. They were a game and a half ahead of Hortonville. Didn't end up finishing their 18th game. I looked on Wist Sports, and it was listed as a 12-12 tie with Oshkosh West. So that one didn't account officially for the standings. Must have gotten rained out as they were late in that one. When these teams met a year ago, both teams won on the road. Kimberly winning on April 29th, 4-0 here in Kaukauna, and then the Galloping Ghosts getting their win back on the road at Sunset Park in Kimberly, 3-1 on May 22nd. Infield, outfield, just about wrapping up here for the Papermakers, who today will send junior Maddox Hermes to the mound. Maddox was a first-team all-conference selection as just a sophomore a year ago. He was the lone underclassman, or lone freshman sophomore, I should say. There were some juniors, but the lone sophomore that made the first-team All-FVA. He is the lone returning all-conference player other than Ryan Hoffman, his catcher, who's a senior, who was also on the first team. A lot of turnover for this Kimberly team with just 2 all-conference selections remaining. They rely on their senior class most every year, and last year was no different, and this year no different as well, as they've got a senior-heavy lineup. Maddox Hermes on the mound for Kimberly, a right-handed pitcher. His opposing starter will be Paxton Shue, the senior for Kaukauna, the lefty, headed to State College of Florida down in Bradenton next year, a premier junior college. And we saw Paxton pitch last Monday against Bayport and pitched very well, 4 innings, giving up just 3 runs in that one. Kaukauna coming off a 3-game week in which they went 2-1. They won Monday against Bayport. Again, that game was on Zaleski Sports, 13-3 in 6 innings before going to Oshkosh West and getting a win in the FVA and then dropping that game on Thursday at Neenah. So Kaukauna now standing at 7-1 overall, 4-1 in the FVA. Both Kimberly and Kaukauna are tied for 3rd in the conference currently, early in the season. Hortonville's a half game ahead of them at 5-1, and Appleton North at the top of the conference at 4-0. Appleton North has defeated Hortonville but has yet to play Kimberly, and of course the one game they played against Kaukauna, it got suspended due to rain. I believe the current score of that game is 2-2, and whenever it gets resumed. Fond du Lac and Neenah tied for 5th in the conference at 4-2. Neenah with that big win against Kaukauna last week, and Fond du Lac with a win over Kimberly. Oshkosh West at 1-4, Oshkosh North 1-5, Appleton West 0-5, Appleton East 0-6 to round out the FVA standings. Kimberly dropping just 3 games in conference play a year ago, 1 so far this season. And last season, Kaukauna going 10-8 in conference, only have lost 1 through their first 5 games, hoping to finish with a better FVA record than a year ago, and they're on pace to do so. Kaukauna a year ago winning both games against Neenah, Oshkosh North, and Appleton West. They lost both to Oshkosh West, a team that finished 5-12. So those were some of the Wildcats' biggest wins of the year over Kaukauna, and Kaukauna split with the other 5 teams in the conference. 1-1 with Kimberly, Fond du Lac, Hortonville, Appleton East, and Appleton North. The only other teams that Kimberly lost to in the FVA a year ago was at home against Appleton North and at home against Fond du Lac. Kimberly was actually undefeated on the road a year ago in FVA play. There was just that one game at Oshkosh West that never finished. Technically a tie, but not listed in the standings. As we're wrapping up the infield outfield for Kimberly, Coach Ryan McGinnis, his opposing head coach Mike Jenkins of Kaukauna in his 4th year. Current record, including this year's 7-1, is 42-44, so he's right around that 500 mark for his career at Kaukauna, and the program continues to get better each and every year. Last year, 15-12, and now this year on pace for perhaps an even better season. Thank you so much for joining us on Zaleski Sports. You can see the ticker, the scroll right there, letting you know what other games are on our YouTube channel here today. Some doubleheaders in softball started very early today. I looked and we already had a game live around 1:30. pivotal game here in the FVA. Another game in the FVA with two ranked teams by the Baseball Coaches Association poll going on down in Fond du Lac today. Number 18, Nina, is at number 15, Fond du Lac. 6 teams from the FVA ranked in the top 20 of the Division I poll. At number 3 is Hortonville, the highest in the conference. Then 6th, Kimberly. 9th, Appleton North. 11th, Kaukauna. 15, Fond du Lac. And 18, the Nina Rockets. I didn't check, but that has to be the most of any Division I conference, taking up 30% of the first D1 poll of the season, besides the preseason poll. As Kimberly finishes up their infield-outfield, I will step out for a moment and come back when we are a bit closer to pregame national anthems and starting lineups. As the Kimberly infield-outfield truly wrapping up here, we've also got the varsity softball and JV softball playing on the adjacent fields here. Couple of pop-ups for today's backup and starting catcher. Owen Hoffman making the final squeeze of infield-outfield, and I believe we're ready to go here for our coordinated national anthem with the softball field. I will step out. Will Paul's not here today. He's got busy with a track meet. So our PA today is Jeremy Hendricks.
I'm thinking the same thing. Come on, Mike.
Pardon for the delay, folks. They like to coordinate the softball national anthem and the baseball field at the same time. So I think we're just waiting for the go-ahead from both fields. So we're ready to get both our games going here today. Coach McGinnis and Jenkins meeting with the umpires for today's action. And I think we're almost ready for starting lineups. Again, I will lay out and let our two PAs, both over on the softball field, and Jeremy Hendricks here on the baseball field, take over.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Kaukauna High School for tonight's Fox Valley Association baseball game between the visiting papermakers of Kimberly High School and our own Kaukauna Galloping Gulls. We'd like to welcome our guests today, players, coaches, and fans from Kimberly High School. Both schools and the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at educated-based international events. We request your cooperation in supporting the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other imitating or taunting actions will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal for the site of competition. Please enjoy the game in a positive manner. Now, let's meet the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting papermakers from Kimberly. Playing first base, number 12, Schaefer Peterson. Batting second and playing the catcher, number 8, Ryan Heffman. On the mound, number 10, Maddox Hermes. The designated hitter, number 11, Lex Knaby. Playing third base, number 17, Drew Furman. The center fielder, number 7, Brady Merzlicker. The left fielder, number 6, Pearson Hacker. The right fielder, number 21, Lucas Sissa. The second baseman, number 23, Will Vanderloop. And the shortstop, number 3, Beckett Hermes. The head coach of the papermakers is Ryan McGinnis. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Kaukauna Galloping Gulls. Center fielder, number 1, Braun Schaefer. Left fielder, number 18, Blake Vanderloo. Shortstop, number 8, Braden Jenkins. First baseman, number 2, Taryn Seegers. Third baseman, number 24, Bennett Geithner. Doing the catching, number 6, Dylan Luster. Batting the right fielder, number 12, Quentin Gustman. The designated hitter, number 7, Riker Donnemeyer. The second baseman, number 3, Caden Kress. And on the mound, number 13, Paxton Shue. The head coach of the Ghost is Mr. Mike Jenkins, assisted by Al DeGroat and Riley Connect and Kobe Pike. We are actually going to do the anthem with softball, so.
Batting second, number 14, third baseman, Peyton Schreiber.
And thank you very much to Jeremy Hendricks as our PA today. Good luck to Will Pauls in his track season. I don't see them over on the, I believe there was a meet here last Monday, but I think if it's a meet day, or it could just be practice, it's going to be away from Kaukauna High School. And they are introducing the softball lineups now, so we're going to wait for that to conclude, and then we'll be ready to do the national anthem with both games at the same time. And they are just wrapping up the Kimberly lineup, and then they'll get to the home Galloping Ghosts softball fast pitch team. On the mound today for the Galloping Ghosts is Paxton Shue. He'll be caught, as usual, by his classmate, fellow senior Dylan Lotzer. And around the infield for the Ghosts, number 2, Taryn Seegers, the senior Highland Community College commit at first base. Caden Kress playing second, the junior. At third base is another junior, Bennett Geithner, number 24. The shortstop is Braden Jenkins, another junior. So one senior and 3 juniors in the infield for the Galloping Ghosts. In left field, Blake Vandeloo, number 18. The senior, Bron Schaefer, in center. And Quentin Gustman in right field. The designated hitter today is Riker Donemeyer. He will hit for the pitcher, Paxton Shue. And coming up to the plate in the top of the first for the Kimberly Papermakers, senior first baseman number 12, Schaefer Peterson. Senior catcher, a returning all first team FVA selection, Ryan Hoffman, number 8. And number 10, today's starting pitcher and batting third, Maddox Hermis, a junior. Also a returning first team all FVA. Batting cleanup, should he come up in the first, number 11, Lex Kanabe. Hitting for today's third baseman, Drew Furman. And they have just wrapped up the Kaukauna starting softball lineup, so I believe the national anthem is coming up, and I will once again step out. And we are ready to play ball here at Kaukauna High School as the sun really starts to break out. Beautiful day here in northeast Wisconsin.
Our umpires for today's game are Jason Boren and Mark Adrian. Tonight's athletic training services are provided by Rural Daycare Sports Medicine and licensed athletic trainer Courtney O'Neill.
61 degrees here currently in Kaukauna with a 13-mile-per-hour wind blowing east to west. And Paxton Shue will get loose on the mound for Kaukauna, the big senior left-hander. According to Prep Baseball Wisconsin, up to 90 miles an hour. That ranks 4th in the state amongst left-handed pitchers. Standing at 6'1", weighing 200 pounds. He gets loose, and again, let's go around the infield and outfield for the Galloping Ghosts. Dylan Lotzer behind the plate. Taryn Seegers at first. Caden Kress playing second. The third baseman, Bennett Geithner, and at shortstop, Braden Jenkins. Left to right in the outfield, Blake Vandeloo, Bron Schaefer, and Quentin Gustman, the usual starting 9 for this Galloping Ghost team. Riker Donemeyer will do the designated hitting today. He will hit for the pitcher, Paxton Shue. And let's get you that full Kimberly Papermakers lineup. Top third of the order, Schaefer Peterson, the first baseman. Ryan Hoffman, the catcher. Maddox Hermes, the pitcher. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 11, Lex Kanabe. He will hit for the third baseman, Drew Furman. Batting fifth, number 7, the center fielder, Brady Mertzlicker. Batting sixth, and number 6, the left fielder, Pearson Hacker. The right fielder will bat seventh. That is number 21, Lucas Sida. The second baseman, Will Vanderloop, number 23, will hit in the 8th position. And rounding out the order for Coach Ryan McGinnis is Beckett Hermes, today's shortstop, number 3, just a freshman, starting on the Kimberly varsity baseball team at the bottom of the order. And we're ready to go. Final pitch from Shue to Lotzer, and the throw down. A lefty to lead us off here in Schaefer Peterson, followed by 2 righties.
12, Schaefer Peterson.
Leadoff lefty, and then other lefties in the lineup batting 6th and 9th for Coach McGinnis. First pitch of the day from Shue to Peterson, runs inside on a fastball. One-0 coming here from Shue to the lefty Peterson. It's hit on the ground softly. Crest charging and throwing in time for a leadoff out. As I try to get our scoreboard back up and running here. One down for Paxton Shue.
Ryan Hoffman.
Ryan Hoffman, spelled Halfman. And coming up here, one down, nobody on. Paxton Shue getting a leadoff ground out. And a nice play by Kress on the charge there. First pitch strike to Hoffman. And it's 0-1. Paxton Shue ahead of the number 2 hitting catcher. The delivery on 0-1 will run a bit inside. Not where Lotzer was quite set up. And a 1-1 coming here from Shue to Hoffman, a first-team All-FVA selection a year ago as a junior. He squares the bunt and would be bunting for a hit there, of course, so caught the infield by surprise, perhaps. He pulls back, and it's a ball to make it 2-1. 2-1, one down. Nobody on for the Papermakers in the top of the first. That's going to catch the outside corner. Nice pitch from Shue, working away from Hoffman. 2-2 now. Shue's worked his way back even a couple times here. The lefty sets from the windup and delivers. That'll run high and outside to make it a full count to the number 2 hitter of the game. Here comes the payoff pitch from Paxton Shue to Owen Hoffman. It is low and in, and a 1-out walk worked by the catcher for Kimberly.
Now in the pitcher, number 10, Maddox Hermes.
Maddox Hermes coming to the plate with a runner on first and one away for Coach Ryan McGinnis's Kimberly Papermakers. This one is popped up. Seegers is going to give it a chase. It will stay fair, but neither Seegers nor Kress can quite get to it down that first base line in foul territory. Runner on first with 1 out. Pardon the technical difficulties here on the scoreboard, folks. I will aim to get it working, if not now, hopefully in between innings. Runner on first with 1 away, an 0-1 count. Shue delivers. That'll be high and away to make it even. So Hoffman works a 6-pitch walk after the leadoff ground out from Peterson. Runner is going, and they've got him picked off. Nice dig from Braden Jenkins on a low throw, and that'll go 1-3-6 on the pickoff. Great play by the Ghosts to pick off the first runner of the game for Kimberly. And they caught him going. Helps to have a lefty on the mound when you can see him and trick him with your timing. So now it's 1-1 with 2 outs and the base is empty. And it's popped up. And looking like it's going to get foul. Bennett Geithner will give it a look, but that gets way foul. Hits the roof of the press box here. So now it's 1-2. 2 outs, nobody on for the Papermakers. The delivery from Shu is fouled off, this time to the first base side, to the JV field where the Kaukauna team is practicing. Remains 1-2. Another 1-2 coming from Shu to his opposing starting pitcher, Maddox Hermes. The 1-2 from Shu is laced to the left field. That'll be a 2-out single as Vandaloo collects. And another base runner here for Kimberly, this time with 2 outs. And we're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Number 9 coming on, Will Gerard, to run for Hermes.
Number 9, Will Gerard.
So Gerard on.
Now batting designated hitter number 11, Lex Kanabi.
The designated hitter, Lex Kanabi, up here with Gerard running in the place of Hermes. And a first pitch swing and a miss. Good start here for Shu. Delivery is fouled off to make it 0-2 as Paxton Shu gets ahead. 0-2 with a runner on first and 2 away for the lefty of Kaukauna. Kanabi steps out, and we're ready to go. He needs to work his way back into this one. Gerard on first. Shu gives him a look and delivers. And it's hit softly off the end of the bat, and it'll get down. It's into the gap. Schaefer retrieves. It'll be a single, but Gerard all the way to third. Nice base running from the courtesy runner. It looked soft off the bat, but Kanabi actually powered that out pretty far. And he picks up a 2-out single to make it runners on the corners with 2 away.
Fielder number 7, Brady Merzlicker.
Brady Merzlicker, the center fielder, stepping in here, a senior, number 7. And this will be the 4th straight right-handed batter in a row after the leadoff lefty, Peterson. 1-0 as Shu's pitch is inside. 1-0, runners on the corners with 2 away. Thank you so much for joining us here from Kaukauna High School. This is hit to right field. Gustman step in and gets back on it. A line out will end the inning. Good recovery from Quinton Gustman on a hot shot from Merzlicker. Paxton Shu, a little bit of traffic with 2 outs, but no damage done. We head to the bottom of the first. Kaukauna coming to bat. Score 0-0.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting in that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time.
I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Throw down from Owen Hoffman, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first. Technical difficulties still kind of eluding me here with the scoreboard, folks.
Kaukauna, the center fielder number 1, Ron Schaefer.
So as of now, no scoreboard on the screen. I will see what I can do about that. But just going to try to call this almost like it's a radio broadcast and remind you of the score frequently. We are scoreless as Bron Schaefer leads off the bottom of the first for the Galloping Ghosts. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for Kimberly. That pickoff of Owen Hoffman ended up being vital for the Galloping Ghosts to get out of that inning unscathed. 2-0 as Schaefer takes high, today's center fielder and leadoff batter. Blake Vandeloo, a lefty, left fielder, and another left-handed hitter on deck. 2-0 is turned on by Schaefer, but it'll hang up, and his fellow senior center fielder and fellow senior Brady Mertzlicker makes the grab.
Now ready, my fielder number 18, Blake Vandeloo.
Blake Vandeloo up with 1 out and nobody on for the Galloping Ghosts here in the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher on the mound is Maddox Hermes, a junior for Kimberly. One and 0 as again a Kaukauna hitter is able to get ahead. Breaking ball is outside. First time we've seen that from Hermes. Kimberly came into the season ranked number 11 by Prep Baseball Wisconsin in their preseason Power 25 as Vandeloo fouls one off. 2-1. Maddox Hermes, 88 mile per hour max fastball velocity. And he's able to spin that curveball and slider. Some very good spin metrics in the 2600s from him at some of those events that Prep Baseball Wisconsin host to gather data on high school players during the early spring. Fouled off by Vandeloo to make it 2-2. Nobody on with 1 out. And a swing and a miss, but it's in the dirt. Hoffman will have to throw down, and his throw to Peterson in time to complete the strikeout. First strikeout of the day for either side, and it makes it nobody on with 2 outs for Braden Jenkins. Jenkins just getting a little word of advice from Vandeloo on what he saw from Hermes.
And the shortstop, number 8, Braden Jenkins.
Jenkins was the starting pitcher against Nina last week, but today back to his more typical position of shortstop. Of course, the twin senior pairing of Gates and Shu, the main 2 starting pitchers so far this season for Kaukauna, but they pitched Monday, Tuesday. And Jenkins was called upon to start the 3rd game of the week. His 2-0 is fouled off, as again, Hermes falls behind, but induces a foul ball to get back into this count. The delivery and the 2-1 in there on a breaking ball, and you can see that movement that is due to how well Hermes is able to spin the ball. 2-2. And a curveball this time on the outside edge. You could see the different shapes there. He got the foul ball to get to 2-1. Slider in there for the 2nd strike, and then drops the curve for strike 3. We head to a break. We're headed to the top of the 2nd here on Zaleski Sports, scoreless in Kaukauna.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, branded products, and digital marketing. The goal is to streamline every aspect of marketing while maximizing results. With a focus on clear, transparent communication and a driven team ready to hustle, Bear Performance Marketing is your partner for marketing that outperforms the competition. Learn more at bearpm.com.
Leading off the top of the second for Kimberly, the left fielder, number 6, Pearson Hacker.
Welcome back in the top of the second. Scoreless here in Kaukauna between the Galloping Ghosts and the visiting Kimberly Papermakers. 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first went the Galloping Ghosts, and now the number 6 hitter, a lefty, Pearson Hacker, the left fielder, leading off in the top of the second. Fouled off here to make it 1-1. Again, I will try to get that scoreboard up and running before our next half inning. May require me exiting out of a program and re-entering. 1-1. Our count. 2 hits and a walk in the top of the first for Kimberly, but Paxton Shue was able to strand 2 runners on. They also picked off a base runner that would have scored on those 2 singles, but got the pick off. Bases were empty with 2 outs. Give up a couple singles, and now ahead 1-2. Breaking ball in there, and Hacker goes down looking. First strikeout of the day for Paxton Shue. Good looking slider from Paxton. Today's game is brought to you by Fox Valley Technical College. Each year, more than 6,000 high school students get a head start on their college education thanks to dual credit classes made possible by Fox Valley Technical College. These are college-level classes that high school students take for free, saving, on average, more than $600 per student. Learn more at fvtc.edu/gettechnical. First pitch strike from Shue to the right fielder, Lucas Sida, spelled C-S-I-D-A, the right fielder for today's game, just a junior, as it's a mix of juniors and seniors in this Kimberly lineup. Looks like 4 of each, and then you got a freshman on deck in the number 9 slot. 1-2 again, Paxton Shue landing a breaking ball for a called strike. And let's see what Shue does with some pitches to work with here. Ahead 1-2 in the count. Fastball is going to run outside, and you see a quick check swing from Sida. Barely left his shoulder, but he thought about it. And it'll be 2-2. 2-2 with 1 out and nobody on here in Kaukauna. Top of the second. Number 8 batter at the plate for Kimberly. The 2-2 is chopped off the plate. You could hear that thump as it goes down the first base side. We'll do the 2-2 again off that foul ball. 3-0 in favor of the Kimberly Papermakers softball varsity team on the other field. They scored 3 in the top of the first. Scoreless here on the diamond, the baseball diamond. 2-2 from Shue. Breaking ball, this time high and outside. That was how he froze Hacker, the lefty hitter, this time to a righty. Wasn't quite able to locate that breaking ball. Count is full with 1 down. Another breaking ball. That one misses a lot closer, but it will be a ball and a walk to Lucas Sida, the number 7 hitter. Pardon me, I believe I said number 8.
Now by second baseman, number 23, Will Vanderloop.
Now the number 8 hitter, Will Vanderloop, and he is a junior as well. The freshman, Beckett Hermes, on deck at the bottom of the order now. That runs inside on the fastball. And 3 straight balls here from Paxton Shue, looking to get back in the zone. now with a runner on first. Second time that a batter has reached on a base on balls. Both were the second batter of the inning after Shu was able to retire the leadoff man. 2-0 now. Seegers holding the runner on. And the delivery from Shu is in there with a fastball. 2-1. So typically for a left-handed pitcher, you have the advantage against left-handed hitters. They call it the platoon advantage. 3. That pitch would have been a strike. Everybody heard the fans calling for play to be stopped except for Paxton Shu. He was in the zone holding the runner on. But that was a foul ball from the softball field. So that pitch does not count. It remains 2-1 as the umpire did call for time. Kind of scary for Dylan Lotzer to stand in there on that, but he did his job. And they go for a pickoff attempt over to first. Just sort of reset here as a ball from the softball field carried its way over. Runner on first is Lucas Sida, the right fielder. And now the second baseman, Will Vanderloop, at bat. Another throw over, this time a little quicker. 2 in a row, but of course no such limits as they have in the major leagues here at the high school level. Shu can go over as many times as he wants. And Sida does go. Pitches the ball, throw down, nicely located, and oversliding the bag was Sida. Great throw from Dylan Lotzer. It wasn't in time, but Kress holds the tag on, and Sida overslides the bag. Caught stealing 2-4 there on your scorecard. And that's why you hold the tag on as long as possible. Nice play by Kress. Great throw from Lotzer. 3-1. And a strike is in there to make it a full count with 2 outs and nobody on. Paxton Shu 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball freezes him for the second strikeout of the day and the second of the inning. So a walk sandwiched in between 2 backwards Ks, but they gun him down at second base on the caught stealing. We'll head to the bottom of the second on Zaleski Sports.
Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's drivers that they need. Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Cobuson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at Cobuson.com.
Bring out runners, the second for Kaukauna. First baseman number 2, Taryn Seegers.
First pitch of the inning to Taryn Seegers is in for a strike from Maddox Hermes. It appears this might just not be our day with the scoreboard here, folks. I apologize. I've been trying to get it up and running. 0-2 as it's fouled off. And I just can't get it to pop up where I need to on my broadcasting software here. I'll reach out and hope maybe someone will have a suggestion, but here's the 0-2. Curveball swung on a check swing. Seegers goes down. So nobody on with 1 away.
Now batting third baseman number 24, Bennett Geithner.
Bennett Geithner, the third baseman, up with nobody on and 1 away. First pitch, a slider, is low from Maddox Hermes. And with a name like Maddox, you can only imagine that his parents were hoping he'd be a pitcher. And fastball swung on and missed. Spelled exactly the same as Greg. And pitching coach for the Angels now, formerly the Rangers, Mike Maddox. Maddux. Slider is high to make it 2-1. Bennett Geithner working his way ahead, 2-1 here. He had a great game against Bayport last Monday. This is chopped through the infield. Beckett Hermes, the freshman, makes the pick and the throw for the out at first base. Nicely done by Beckett on a high chopper from Bennett Geithner.
Now in the catcher, number 6, Dylan Lotzer.
And Dylan Lotzer will come to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. One and 0 as that fastball misses high. And that one's in there for a strike to even the count. Lotzer at the plate with nobody on and 2 away and a 1-1 count as Hermes continues to work quickly. Fastball upstairs, swung on and missed. 1-2. And Hermes works a relentless pace here. This time taking a quick second to get the correct pitch from Hoffman. Curveball outside. Works that fastball, slider, curveball combination. Yet to see a changeup, but would only really see that against a lefty. A lefty on deck in Quentin Gussman. Curveball is just low. Hermes thought he had him. Good eye from Lotzer, the catcher. The 2-2 is off the plate, and it'll be a foul ball, as I believe it hit the bat again after it bounced off the plate. Or maybe it hit Lotzer's leg. Remains 3-2, pardon me, not 2-2. Full count, 2 outs, nobody on. That slider will be outside, and the first base runner of the day comes on a walk from the backstop, Lotzer. And a courtesy runner on is McCoy Leno, number 15, the usual runner for Lotzer.
Courtesy running for Kaukauna, number 15, McCoy Leno.
And Leno with his speed on, and
plate fielder number 12, Quentin Gussman.
And Quentin Gussman, the aforementioned lefty, to the plate. You got three lefties in the lineup for Kaukauna, batting first, second, and seventh. And Gussman puts a drive into this one. It's going to get into the gap. Leno around second. It's off the wall. Leno will round third base. Gussman into second. The throw from Hermes will be held and in with a slide for a 1-0 lead. McCoy Leno, the first pitch he was on the bases. An RBI double for Quentin Gussman. An ambush from Quentin Gussman all the way off the wall. Nearly got out of here. What a swing from Gussman to drive in the first run of this game. Kaukauna up 1-0.
Riker Donnemeyer.
And great speed from Leno, scoring for the catcher Lotzer after he worked his walk. Runner on second now with 2 outs for Riker Donnemeyer. Some nice 2-out hitting here from the bottom portion of the order, the 6 and then the 7 hitter. Donnemeyer headed to St. Norbert's College to play baseball next year. DHing today for the pitcher, Paxton Shue. Gussman gets his lead at second. The second baseman, Vandeloop, threatening to go to the bag, but it'll be a delivery and a swing and a miss on a fastball. 0-2. Donnemeyer's going to need to work his way back in this count. And steps off and will redo. Here comes the 0-2 from Hermes to Donnemeyer. It's fouled off, and that'll hit the JV baseball field. Another 0-2 coming here. Hermes from the stretch. He'll step off again as he's getting on the same page as Hoffman. 1 2-0 lead for the Galloping Ghosts on their first hit of the day, a double from Quentin Gustman. 1 hit for the Ghosts, 2 for the Papermakers. 0-2 is fouled off. Donnemeyer just got a piece of that one. Oh and 2 again. Donnemeyer would like to work back into this count with some balls out of the zone, but he'll keep fouling off pitches if he needs to. This one is low and in on a slider. 1-2 now, first ball of the plate appearance. Caden Kress, the second baseman, on deck. A junior rounding out the order. Donnemeyer, the senior, at the plate here. The 1-2. Gustman gets a big lead. That one was just up, as I believe it caught the zone inside-outside. But Donnemeyer works his way back even. It's 2-2. The delivery, and that one will be in there on the fastball. Caught him looking. Couple more strikeouts for Maddox Hermes, but a run across for the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts off a walk and then a double. 1-0, and we will head to a break on Zaleski Sports.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports. Today's game brought to you by Travel Leaders Discovery. TLD specializes in creating personalized, unforgettable, and stress-free travel experiences for individuals, families, groups of all sizes. Travel Leaders Discovery is a full-service agency booking beach vacations, cruises, hotel only and air hotel, Disney, house rentals, business travel, romantic travel, and family vacations anywhere you want to go. Call Travel Leaders Discovery at 833-TL-TRIPS and visit www.tltrips.com. Throw down from Lotzer, and we are ready to go here in the top of the third. Kaukauna getting one across in the bottom of the second on a hit. No errors, and 1 left on. It was the 2-out walk from Lotzer. He was replaced by the courtesy runner Leno, and a double from Quentin Gustman brought him around for the first run of today's game. Number 9 hitter is the freshman Beckett Hermes, the shortstop, who made a nice play in the bottom of the second. 1-0 from Shu. Fastball is low. So far for the Papermakers, no runs on 2 hits, no errors for Kaukauna, and 2 left on. As they got another base runner on in the top of the second on a walk, but he was picked off. 2-0 is chopped foul. Two and 1 coming to Beckett Hermes. Shu already with 2 strikeouts today. And that one will hang upstairs. Looked almost like a curveball, but could have just been his normal breaking pitch that had a little bit more of a hump to it. 3 and 1 coming to Beckett Hermes. Fastball is high and nope, pardon me. Mistaken. I was mistaken there. Missed the sound of the ump calling that a strike. 3 and 2 to the leadoff man here in the third inning, batting 9th. 3-2 is popped up, and that'll get out of play into the stands here in Kaukauna. And it hits the bottom flooring down the metal down there. It'll remain 3-2. Payoff pitch coming here with the top of the order on deck. A couple of lefties right now batting ninth and first. The 3-2 is hit to the right side, past the glove of a diving Seegers, and a nice piece of hitting there from the freshman Beckett Hermes. Leadoff man on for the first time today for Kimberly. Single just past the outstretched glove.
Peterson.
Schaefer Peterson back up. He led off the game with a ground out to second. A nice play by Caden Kress on that one. He now comes up with a runner on first base with one down. Pickoff attempt from Shu just to give the runner a check. The delivery from Shu 0-0 is outside. Another left-on-left matchup here. Hermes working a single, and this one is popped up. It's going to be closer to staying in fair territory, off near the dugout of Kaukauna. But still out of play, 1-1. Going to try to get the scoreboard working in between the next set of innings. We won't send you to an ad. I'm going to have to go about getting to the scoreboard another way. 1-1, and another check over from Shu. 1-0 our score. Home team on top in the top of the third. Runner goes, and it's popped up on the infield. He's going to have to get back. Kress making the squeeze, and Hermes does get back, sliding on the turf into first base. Hit and run situation apparently there for Kimberly. And the pop out results in just one out as Hermes gets back.
Ryan Hoffman.
The catcher up, Ryan Hoffman, senior, first team all-conference last year. His first time up, he walked on 6 pitches. Another pickoff, and that one takes Seegers off the bag. Still waiting on the 0-0 to Ryan Hoffman from Shu. The delivery is in there for a strike at the letters. 0-1, 1 out with a runner at first here in the top of the third. First time Hoffman got on that walk, he was then picked off by Shu. Breaking ball fouled off, and Shu works ahead 0-2. With the pitcher, Maddox Hermes, on deck. He singled his first time. Double play ball will get Shu out of the inning here. Runner on first is Beckett Hermes. Went on a steal on a pick and run in the prior at-bat. Hit and run as the pick was over. There. Kaukauna 7-1 on the season, looking for their biggest win yet. They lead 1-0 here in the third. And that is chopped to the right side. Against the top 6 teams in the FVA so far this year, Kaukauna has only played Fond du Lac and Neenah. Defeating the Cardinals here at home before falling to Neenah on the road. They have played a game, or part of a game, against Appleton North, but that got rained out. The 0-2 is low, and no chance for Lotzer on a throw. Stolen base for Hermes. 1-2 the count. First stolen base of the day for either side, and Lotzer is going to go out to talk with Paxton Shu with a 1-2 count. So that game against the Lightning that was here and got rained out, or suspended, I should say, still yet to resume, and then Kaukauna has to go to Appleton North. 2 games against Hortonville also still remaining. And it's a tough top of the FVA. Those top 6 teams all ranked in Division 1. The 1-2. Fastball low and in as Lotzer has to pick it. Runner in scoring position with Less than 2 outs here for the Papermakers for the first time today. They had first and third in the first inning, but that was with 2 down. The 2-2 coming from Shu. Breaking ball up the middle. Shu tried to play it. It gets through. Jenkins fires to first. Shu appears to be okay. A bit of an awkward bend on attempting to play that ball, but he is back up. Jenkins makes the throw for the out. On the play, Hermes advances to third.
Now number 10, Maddox Hermes.
So with Beckett Hermes at third, the freshman, the junior Maddox, coming to the plate here. Kimberly's first run just a base away. Shu will go from the stretch here with just a runner on third. Fastball is swung on and missed. Perhaps even a changeup or sinker there. It had some nice movement to Shu's arm side. Shu working ahead here. The 0-1 swung on a breaking ball. Nice looking pitch. Got Hermes to swing over the top of that one. First time up, Maddox singled to left field. He finds himself down 0-2 here against Paxton Shu. See what Shu and Lotzer cook up here. The delivery is chopped to the right side. It's going to hug the line and go foul. Was headed well foul. Wasn't quite staying on the line like that ball that caused so much controversy in the Cubs Padres game last night. I believe it was the Cubs. Third baseman for the Padres played the ball when he thought it was fouled, but the umpire ruled that the ball was partially over the line. Another 0-2 from Shu. Swung on and missed, and he strands a runner at third. Our score remains 1-0. We'll head to a break here on Zaleski Sports. Try to get that scoreboard up and running as we head to the bottom of the third. Welcome back, folks. We are getting ready for the bottom of the third here from Kaukauna High School. Just trying to get this scoreboard back up and running. Hopefully. 1-0 the score in favor of the Galloping Ghosts. And I think we might have a breakthrough here. I'll edit the home and visitor here, but
second baseman number 3, Caden Kress.
Caden Kress coming up for the Galloping Ghosts, his first time at bat today. As in the top of the third, a leadoff single gets all the way to third base in Beckett Hermes, but he is stranded. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. 0-1 the count on Caden Kress. He takes, and we're back even. Base is clear here, and I will advance us to the bottom of the third. Thank you so much for bearing with us on the technical difficulties. And a foul by Caden Kress. Just making sure everything looks okay. Oh, the count's not. I will have to get that out of the way. Pardon. And the delivery 1-2 is low. Count is now 2-2. And I think we've got it back up and running here, folks. Leadoff man here in the bottom of the third. 2-2. It's lined to left center field. That's going to get down. Over on it is Mertzlicker. He will hold Kress to a single. But a nice way to start the bottom of the third at the bottom of the order. Caden Kress on yet again. Hit a home run against Fond du Lac a couple weeks ago.
Now winning number 1, Ron Schaefer.
Went 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Caden Kress against Bayport last week. Quick check over on him as Brown Schaefer now to the plate. Braun, his first time up, lined out to center field. Mertzlicker making the play on that one. He squares to bunt, pulls back, and it's in the dirt, but nicely stopped by Halfman. 1-0, and now Schaefer squaring to bunt before the pitcher even begins his motion. Hermes delivers, pulls back, and that one will be in there for a strike. Runner on first with a 1-1 count. And we're going to have a meeting here between the pitcher and catcher. Schaefer will go and talk to Coach Jenkins. And we finally got the scoreboard up and correct. Thank you again for bearing through that. Got it to work here in the bottom of the third. 1-1 with nobody out. Runner on first is Kress. See if the strategy changes at all here for the Galloping Ghosts after that meeting between both the pitcher and the catcher, but then you get head coach Mike Jenkins able to talk to his hitter. 1-1. And you hear Schaefer say, ow there, got him on the front foot. He's got that shin guard, and he appears to be okay. Gets down to first base, takes one the hard way, but that'll make it first and second for Kaukauna off the HBP. Schaefer on for the first time today with his speed. He does have a runner in front of him on the bases, Kress at second base, but both of these runners have the kind of speed where a double steal is not out of the question. Of course, against a all-conference catcher like Hoffman, it may become a little bit more unlikely, especially with 0 outs.
Number 18, Blake Vanderloo.
Vanderloo up, first and second, nobody out. Kaukauna already ahead 1-0, looking to add on here in the third. Vanderloo squares to bunt, pops it up, and Hoffman will drop it. So it'll be a fielder's choice. They get the out at third, and then the out at second. So it works out for Kimberly in the end. And not quite high enough for infield fly. That is a tough break for Kaukauna. So it'll be 2-5-4 on the double play. And nice job of recovering there by Hoffman. So the runner on first with 2 outs is Vanderloo. Ball 1 to Braden Jenkins. The 1-0 is low, and Kaukauna's going to have to build their rally here from scratch. So, of course, on the bunt there, the runners immediately here popped up, so they go back to their bags, and it's really hard to play it halfway when it's that close on the infield there. And it's dropped by Hoffman unintentionally, and then they're able to turn 2. 2-1 the count against Braden Jenkins. He struck out looking his first time. Takes a strike there, and that'll even things up. So Vanderloo reaches on a fielder's choice. And the 2-2 coming to Jenkins. Swing and a miss on a fastball, and Hermes works out of an inning primarily due to a bunt going Kimberly's way. It remains 1-0. And we'll head to the top of the fourth. Kimberly coming to bat on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, Brian Butch called.
Brian Butch?
He really loves Abbey Bank, but he wants to work here.
What are we going to do with him?
I don't know. Let's let him try a few different jobs.
Let's get you that loan.
Brian, buddy, you're really good at basketball, but maybe leave the banking to us.
Welcome back to Kaukauna High School on Zaleski Sports. Today's game is brought to you by Bear Performance Marketing. Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. From brand development to social media marketing and promotional solutions, we streamline your marketing for maximum results. Learn more at BayerPM.com. That's BAERPM.com. Thanks again to our other game day sponsors, Amplitel Technologies, Pagoni's Pizza, and Jexie's Restaurant. Coming to the plate to lead off the fourth inning is Lex Kanabe.
Top of the fourth for Kimberly. Number 11, Lex Kanabe.
Kanabe had a 2-out single back in the first inning, and that made it runners on first and third with 2 outs for Kimberly. Eventually, a line out to right field would end that rally. Paxton Shue's first delivery of the fourth inning, chopped over to Caden Kress. He stays back and is able to make the throw in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. And here comes Brady Mertzlicker. Mertzlicker lining out to right field to end the first inning. A nice play by Quentin Gussman going back towards the wall. Delivery from Shue to the number 5 hitter is inside. 1-0 count. Update on the softball score. It's 7-3 in favor of Kimberly. Looks like they're in the bottom of the third or the top of the fourth. Breaking ball in there from Shue to make it 1-1. The Galloping Ghost scored 1 in the bottom of the second over there on the softball diamond before Kimberly answered with 4, and then Kaukauna 2 more. Pitch runs outside from Shue, and again, Mertzlicker finds himself ahead by a pitch. Two and 1 to the right-handed hitting center fielder with a lefty on deck in Hacker. That one just misses the bottom of the zone. It'll be 3-1. Mertzlicker in a very advantageous count here. Number 5 hitter in the order. The 3-1. Shue misses outside, and that'll be a walk for Mertzlicker, the third of the day for the Papermakers. And all walks have been with 1 out.
6, Pearson Hacker.
All walks have been with 1 out. All walks have been the second hitter of the inning for Kimberly. They did not bring across the first 2. In this matchup of 2 state-ranked teams, the latest WBCA rankings coming out today. Number 6, Kimberly in Division 1, and number 11, Kaukauna, strike in there for Paxton Shue to get ahead. 1-0 with a runner on first base. That one misses, and it's down low. 1-1. He will look back the runner, and the delivery, swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball, gets him out in front. Pearson Hacker, his first time up, he struck out looking. And a throw over. Another check with it 1-2, as I had to reset the scoreboard here. My apologies. Top of the fourth. Top of the fourth, runner on first with 1 out. 1-2 count here to Hacker, and it is lined over Caden Kress into right center field. Gussman over on it. He'll throw it in, and that'll be a single for Hacker to make it first and third. First and third with 1 down. Papermakers with their latest threat on the bases here. Coming to the plate is Lucas Sita.
Lucas Sita.
Going first to third on that single was Mertzlicker. He's just one base away from tying this thing up. Shu delivers to Lucas Sita, and it's inside to make it 1-0. Runner on first base, as again I will have to get that out of the way. My apologies. The 1-0. And a check swing. It'll be a called strike on a breaking ball, as Paxton Shu gets back even 1-1. Runners on the corners. A double play could end the inning for Kaukauna. They'll check over at first. It's been first and third a couple times here today, or it was in the first inning. Kimberly did not elect to steal when they had that situation. See what the runner at first, Hacker, does here. 1-1, he goes. Lotzer ready to throw, but it was fouled off to make it 1-2. So see how the count being now at 2 strikes changes the Kimberly approach. Sita steps back in. He walked his first time up before being caught stealing in the second inning. And again, Hacker goes. Lotzer is going to throw down. Nobody's there to play the ball, and it gets into center field. I think the middle infielders thought Lotzer was going to throw back to the pitcher, and the pitcher thought he was throwing through. So coming home to score on what will be ruled an error on the catcher, although it seems like Lotzer's throw was on line. Mertzlicker scores. Count is 2-2. Runner on second base with 1 out. Sita takes outside, and the count is full. So tough luck run there, especially if you're Paxton Shu. He thought the throw was going through. Middle infielders were on a different page. The 3-2 is swung on and missed. Good bounce back from the Kaukauna starting pitcher to get Sita on strikes. His 4th strikeout of the day.
Now, number 23, Will Vanderloop.
So now a runner on second with 2 outs. Will Vanderloop, the second baseman, to the plate. He struck out looking his first time up. And Paxton Shu would love to get another strikeout here and strand yet another base runner. Two down, 1 across here for Kimberly, making it a 1-1 score. Strike in there from Shu to even the count. And with Shu even and a runner on second and with 2 outs, just looking to take care of the hitter here at the plate. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Bit of a check swing there as Vanderloop did go around. 1-2 and a now newly tied ball game. Kimberly with 4 hits, Kaukauna with 2. And here is the 1-2. Shu comes home. And a swing and a miss. His second strikeout of Vanderloop on the day. 5 total. An unearned run comes across against Paxton Shu, and we are tied 1-1, headed to the bottom of the 4th. We'll take a break on Zaleski Sports, and we'll be back with the Kaukauna coming to bat.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Welcome back to Kaukauna High School on Zaleski Sports. As again, I'm having a little bit of trouble here with the scoreboard, but we've got a 1-1 score here in the bottom of the fourth.
Leading off the bottom first for Kaukauna, number 2, Karen Seegers.
In the top of the fourth, 1 run across for Kimberly on 1 hit, 1 error for Kaukauna, and 1 left on, as Seegers grounds this one through the middle for a leadoff single. Leadoff single gets things started, as Seegers had previously struck out in the second inning. He's on for the first time today. 3rd hit of the afternoon for Kaukauna. And a good way to get things started here against Maddox Hermes. Bennett Geithner back to the plate here with a runner on first and no outs. He swings at the first pitch he sees. Could be 2. Hermes to Vanderloop on to Peterson. 6-4-3 to erase the leadoff single, and it's now 2 down. Geithner is often looking to swing early and hit it hard. He did, just right at a fielder.
The catcher, number 6, Dylan Lotzer.
Dylan Lotzer to the plate here. Bottom of the 4th inning. We are tied 1-1. Nobody on with 2 away. Strike called there. To make it 0-1. And another one in there on Lotzer. He walked his first time up, came around to score, or at least his courtesy runner did, McCoy Leno, and that was with 2 outs. Lotzer unable to get on with 2 outs this time, as that curveball catches the inside corner. A quick bottom of the 4th for Maddox Hermes. We'll head to another break and be back on Zaleski Sports.
At the end of 4,
is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
We head to the 5th, still tied at 1 after a quick bottom of the 4th. The Kaukauna getting a leadoff single, but immediately erased on a double play ball, and then a strikeout to end the frame for Maddox Hermes. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on for Kaukauna in the 4th. Leading off the top of the 5th will be the number 9 hitter, Beckett Hermes. He worked a full count single his first time up, and then back to the top of the order for Schaefer Peterson and Ryan Hoffman. Amplitel Technologies boosts IT and technology for businesses in Northeast Wisconsin and beyond. From help desk support to Wi-Fi and phone solutions, trust the experts at Amplitel. Visit ampliteltech.com for a free consultation. Thank you also to our game day sponsors, Fox Valley Tech, Travel Leaders Discovery, and Bear Performance Marketing. Throw down from Lotzer, and we're on to the 5th inning. Paxton Shue still on the hill.
Will be number 3, Beckett Hermes.
Beckett Hermes, the leadoff hitter. Only 1 run across against Paxton Shue so far. That was back in the 4th, and it will be unearned, as it was a throwdown on a 1st and 3rd steal situation that got into center field. He struck out the next 2 hitters. Fly out to right field from Beckett Hermes on the first pitch he sees, and it's 1 down for the Papermakers in the 5th. Come with your friends and family to Jexie's Family Restaurant. They offer a cozy coffee house feel with that classic diner experience. With breakfast, lunch, and dinner options, you will never leave feeling hungry. Check out Jexie's on Crooks Avenue in Kaukauna, or search Jexie's, Jexi, on Facebook today. First pitch strike in for Shue to get ahead of the leadoff man, Schaefer Peterson, who has grounded out to second base and popped out to second base. 0 for 2 so far today. Called strike as Shue gets ahead of a dangerous hitter in Peterson. Nobody on. No, one away in the top of the 5th. That one is low. And first ball of the plate appearance. One, two. Peterson steps back in. The delivery from Shu. Breaking ball. Gets his bat on it. And again, Seegers just out of his range on the dive. And that'll be Peterson's first time on today with a single. 1-out single gets things started potentially here for Kimberly in the top of the 5th. 1 out, runner on first for Owen Halfman.
Now being number 8, Ryan Halfman.
Shu misses inside. First runner on here in the 5th. So far, Kimberly has left 4 runners on. Some good pitching by Shu with runners on the bases thus far. Kaukauna has left 2 on as a team. 2-0 to Ryan Halfman. Delivery is in there and fouled off the bat of the backstop Hoffman. 2-1. Each year, more than 6,000 high school students get a head start on their college education thanks to dual credit classes made possible by Fox Valley Tech. These are college-level classes that high school students take for free, saving on average more than $600 per student. Learn more at fvtc.edu/gettechnical. After a throw over, it remains 2-1. Shu will again pick off the runner here. This time it's Peterson. 1-3-6 on the pickoff. Second time that's worked for Shu today. It was Halfman back in the first inning, and now he gets Peterson in the 5th. And that is the 3rd out on the bases that the Papermakers have made. A couple of pickoffs and also a caught stealing. 2-1 to Hoffman with the bases empty. He goes around on a check swing to make it 2-2, and now Paxton Shu, 1 pitch away from pitching another scoreless frame. Lone run against him today came in the 4th and will be unearned. 2-2 is just inside. No, called a strike. Bit of a delayed call there from the home plate umpire. It's a drop third strike. Lotzer and Seegers complete the play on Shu's 6th K of the day. We head to the bottom of the 5th, still tied 1-1 here in an FVA conference tilt.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
I have to turn this off. Whoops.
Maida Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Maida Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at maidacustom.com.
Playing out the bottom of the 5th for Kaukauna, number 12, Quentin Gusman.
Back just in time here in the bottom of the 5th. Quentin Gusman to the plate. He swung at the first pitch he saw last time, does again. That was in the 2nd inning. He hit an RBI double all the way to the wall. This time it's strike 1 against Beckett Hermes. For Kimberly in the top of the 5th, no runs, on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on as their lone base runner was picked off. So 4 runners left on today for Kimberly, but 3 outs on the bases as well. And Gussman goes down on 3 pitches. First strikeout of his day for Beckett Hermes.
Number 7, Riker Donnemeyer.
That is his 7th strikeout. Riker Donnemeyer to the plate with nobody on and 1 away. Fouls 1 off. His first time up, he struck out looking. The lone Galloping Ghost not to strike out today, as this one is grounded through the middle. Donnemeyer stumbled out of the box, and Hermes's throw is wide. It'll be an error. Donnemeyer kept running after that initial faltering out of the box, and he ends up rewarded for it. First error of the day against the Kimberly defense. And Donnemeyer on with 1 out, and Caden Kress to the plate.
Now number 3, Caden Kress.
Kress singled his first time up to left field. Pick over not in time by Maddox Hermes. That one is outside, and a snap throw from Halfman. It is 1-0. First pitch there. 1-0 with a runner on first. Halfman, the catcher, with a snap throw down. Also a pickoff. This one hit to center by Kress, but right at the center fielder, Mertzlicker. Good contact, but well placed for the Kimberly defense.
Now lane number 1, Braun Schaefer.
Braun Schaefer to the plate with a runner on first, 2 away after the line out by Kress. Donnemeyer, the runner, and Hermes comes home. Breaking ball in there. Last time up, Schaefer was hit by a pitch on his front foot. I believe that was on a breaking ball. This time Hermes able to locate it. 0-1, swung on by Schaefer. It's chopped to the right side. Vanderloop over and just beats Schaefer as Braun was busting it down the line, looking to pick up a infield single. Throw is in time, and we'll head to the top of the 6th. Still tied 1-1 in Kaukauna.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Help us create iron castings the world uses and trusts. At Wapaka Foundry, you're not just making parts. It's the pride in what you do, the quality of people beside you, and the career you create. What we make matters. Who makes them matters more. Join us. Cast your future at Wapaka Foundry. Visit jobs.wapakafoundry.com. Go Comets!
We head to the 6th, still tied at 1 here from Kaukauna. Kimberly and the Galloping Ghosts tied ever since the Papermakers got their first run across in the top of the 4th. Maddox Hermes, the number 3 hitter and starting pitcher for the Papermakers, to the plate to lead things off. He swings. First pitch against Shu. This is the high drive. Vanderloo gives it a look, and it is into the parking lot A leadoff home run gives the Papermakers the lead here in the top of the 6th. Maddox Hermes, today's starting pitcher, helping his own cause, putting his team up 2-1. Got a pitch he liked. First pitch from Shu.
Now batting number 11, Lex Kanabi.
And so far on the day, he was 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And in the rubber match between Shu and Hermes, Hermes wins that one. Now with the 2-1 ball game, Shu misses to Lex Kanabi, the designated hitter and cleanup batter in today's game. The 1-0 is check swing. Did he go? First base umpire says he did. Kaukauna will need to bounce back off of that home run here coming up in the bottom of the 6th, but Paxton Shu looking to get them to the bottom half of this frame. Down just 1 and fires in a strike to get ahead. Travel Leaders Discovery specializes in creating personalized, unforgettable, stress-free travel experiences for individuals, families, and groups of all sizes. TLD is a full-service agency booking beach vacations, cruises, hotel-only, air hotel, Disney, house rentals, business travel, romantic travel, and family vacations. Anywhere you want to go, call Travel Leaders Discovery at 833-TL-TRIPS and visit www.tltrips.com. Check swing strikeout sends down the first out of the inning, Lex Kanabi.
Number 7, Brady Merzliker.
And that'll be the 6th strikeout of the afternoon for Shu. And Brady Mertzlicker stepping in. He has lined out to right field and walked and scored previously. Takes a first pitch strike from Paxton Shu. First lead of the day for Kimberly. Kaukauna got up 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. And that one's going to be low to even things up. Kimberly tied things up in the top of the 4th at 1 and take their first lead here on a leadoff homer from Maddox Hermes. 1-1 our count, nobody on. And squaring the bunt was Mertzlicker, and it's foul just behind the plate. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Amplitel Technologies, Pagoni's Pizza, and Jexie's Restaurant. So now Shu ahead of the number 5 hitter for Kimberly. 3rd time through the order. 1-2. Mertzlicker not going to be looking to bunt here with 2 strikes. The delivery from Shu. Chopper to the left side. Jenkins back on it. Steps into it. Strong throw in time. Seegers will squeeze for the out. 2 down with nobody on for Kimberly here in the 6th.
Now with number 6, Pearson Hacker.
Pearson Hacker, a left-handed hitter up here. He struck out looking in the 2nd before hitting a single to right field in the 4th. He was eventually left at second base, and this time grounds it to second base. Chest-high hop for Kress. And the Ghosts, after giving up that leadoff home run, will head to the dugout down 1, but just 1, as they look to tie things up in the bottom of the 6th. We'll head to a break and be back with the bottom of the 6th on Zaleski Sports.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your
baseball calendar raffle winner.
Cobuson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at Cobuson.com.
Kaukauna Bus is hiring. It's the perfect job for me.
Playing on the round of 6 for Kaukauna will be number 18, Blake Vanderloo.
Numbers 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up here for Kaukauna in the bottom of the 6th. They'll face Maddox Hermes, who's fresh off giving his team the lead with a solo homer in the top of the 6th. Foul from Vanderloo will start things off. He's down 0-1 in the count. So far today, Blake struck out in the first, and then he had that sacrifice bunt gone wrong in the 3rd inning. Backdoor slider in for a strike. It was a bunt that was popped up and then eventually dropped by the catcher unintentionally. And they threw to 3rd and then 2nd for a double play. Vanderloo slices one to left field, in on it Hacker, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Gets the first out on 3 pitches, and now Braden Jenkins to the plate.
Now in number 8, Braden Jenkins.
Jenkins struck out looking in the first and swinging in the 3rd. Would love to get on here for the first time today. As that's outside, need a game plan that delivers marketing victories. Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. From brand development to social media marketing and promotional solutions, we streamline your marketing for maximum results. Learn more at BAERPM.com. 1-1 to the number 3 hitter, Braden Jenkins. And that slider is going to be just high as Jenkins is ahead. 2-1. The delivery. Swung on and popped up on the infield. No, it'll get to right field, pardon me. Center fielder will call off the right fielder. Mertzlicker makes the grab as he cut across Sita. So a couple of flyouts to start the 6th for Kaukauna.
Now batting number 2, Karen Seegers.
Seegers up. He singled to center field his last time up on the first pitch he saw. Struck out in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. And again, swings at the first pitch. It's to 3rd base. Throw is in time from Drew Furman over to Peterson, and it's a 1-2-3 6th inning. We head to the 7th. Same score. Kimberly 2, Kaukauna 1.
Kaukauna 1.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, branded products, and digital marketing. The goal is to streamline every aspect of marketing while maximizing results. With a focus on clear, transparent communication and a driven team ready to hustle, Bear Performance Marketing is your partner for marketing that outperforms the competition. Learn more at Bear.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen.
Is this the first time he's pitched?
Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new
I think.
home.
Yeah, I think so. At least here, yeah.
It's like we're their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
I don't think he pitched on the road last week, so yeah, probably. It was Gates.
Taking over for Kaukauna, 50 now, number 1, Braun Schaefer.
On to the 7th inning, and we've got a new pitcher on the mound for Kaukauna. Paxton Shue goes 6 very strong innings.
21, Lucas Seda.
Gives up 2 runs, just one of those runs earned. And strikes out 6. And the new pitcher is Braun Schaefer. First pitching appearance that I've seen him throw this year. I believe first overall, as he was working his way back to the mound this year. New center fielder is Blake Vanderloo. I did not get a good look at who the new left fielder is. Schaefer with that wind-up delivery. Outside to Lucas Sida. Sida 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Breaking ball on the first pitch from Schaefer. That fastball misses just in. Schaefer, of course, a commit to Madison Junior College. His 1 or 2-0, pardon me, just outside. Tough Tough zone here for Schaefer in his first batter faced of the year. The 3-0 is going to be called a strike on the inside edge. Amplitel Technologies boosts IT and technology for businesses in Northeast Wisconsin and beyond. From help desk support to Wi-Fi and phone solutions, trust the experts at Amplitel. Visit ampliteltech.com for a free consultation.
Now, number 23, Will Vanderloop.
5-pitch walk there to Lucas Sita, and he is on with nobody out. Vanderloop to the plate. Bunt is on, and the runner's going. Throw down to Kress in time, pulls him off the bag just a bit, and the tag will not be in time. Bit of a delayed reaction there from Lotzer on the throw, perhaps. Caught everybody by surprise when the bunt was pulled back. Stolen base, as Coach Jenkins will talk to the field umpire here. So runner on second now with a strike and nobody out. Oh and 1 to Vanderloop. Vanderloop struck out looking and then swinging against Paxton Shue, as Shue delivers a very strong pitching performance here today. Again, squaring to bunt, and Vanderloop, it gets away from it, bounces. Schaefer throws to second, and he's out. What a play! Schaefer unable to catch the bunt. Instead, he plays it off a bounce and throws down to second. He caught Sita too far off the bag. So that'll go 1-4 on the putout. I believe it was Kress that caught it. Another out on the bases for Kimberly.
Now, number 3, Beckett Hermes.
So now one down with a runner at first as Vanderloop reaches on a fielder's choice. Ball out of the zone to make it 1-0. Strike in there. Schaefer working quickly and is even with the number 9 hitter, Beckett Hermes, who's 1 for 2. Singled in the 3rd inning before flying out to lead off the 5th. We're in the top of the 7th. Don't see anybody warming in the Kimberly bullpen, so I believe Maddox Hermes will come out for the 7th. I imagine Paxton Shue hit his max pitch count for the day. 3-1 now to Beckett Hermes. As Vanderloop gets his lead. 3-1 is in there from Schaefer. Full count upcoming. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Fox Valley Tech, Travel Leaders Discovery, and Bear Performance Marketing. The 3-2 with 1 out. Schaefer delivers. And it's going to run outside. Second walk of the inning. Makes it 1st and 2nd for the top of the order. And a courtesy runner is, or perhaps even a pinch runner. Will Gerard back on. He's running.
Courtesy running for Kimberly, number 9, Will Gerard.
Gerard on to run for the second baseman, this time Vanderloop. He ran for the pitcher earlier in the game. I believe that is just as a pinch runner.
Number 12, Schaefer Peterson.
Schaefer Peterson, the UW Stevens Point commit, to the plate. 2 outs, or pardon me, 1 out, 2 runners on. Squaring to bunt and taking a strike is Peterson. Peterson also one of the top pitchers on this team for Kimberly. 1st and 2nd with 1 away. Kaukauna was able to make 1 nice play on a bunt attempt. See if they get another chance here. As Seegers is creeping in. And not squaring that time. Count is even, 1-1. Come with your friends and family to Jexie's Family Restaurant. They offer a cozy coffee house feel with that classic diner experience. With breakfast, lunch, and dinner options, you'll never leave feeling hungry. Check out Jexie's on Crooks Avenue or search Jexie's on Facebook today. And it's popped up and out as it's a collision between Lotzer and Seegers, but it is secured by Lotzer. Both of them were calling for it. And thankfully, the collision, neither of them seem shaken up.
Batter 8, Ryan Halfman.
And now with 2 outs and runners on first and second, Bron Schaefer an out away. He'll face Ryan Halfman, who so far today is 0 for 2 with a walk. Hoffman, his future Madison Junior College teammate. 1-0, and it's fouled off. Bunch of players committed to Madison Junior College. I believe for Nina last week, their leadoff hitter, Mac Kraus, leadoff hitter, shortstop, pitcher. Also going to be joining the Wolfpack next year. 2-1 as Schaefer's breaking ball misses. Runner at second is Gerard, pinch running for Vanderloop. Beckett Hermes at first. Fastball is hit to the right side of the diamond. It'll get into foul territory. And again, Seegers just out of his range as he tracks it down. Tracks it down, but can't quite get to it. 2-2 now. Schaefer away on a pitch away from getting through his first inning of the year. Scoreless. 2-1. Our score. Kimberly taking the lead in the top of the 6th. 2-2 fastball just inside. And now with the count full, 2 outs, the runners will get an early head start. Softball score 11-4 over in favor of Kimberly. The 3-2 is outside. Good eye from Hoffman, and he'll take first base. Gerard to third, and Beckett Hermes to second. And now Maddox Hermes to the plate. He homered his last time up. Breaking ball outside from Schaefer. The 1-0 is in there as he just breaks it a little bit more into the zone. 1-1, the count even, and Schaefer back to the windup with the bases loaded. Fastball swung through, big pitch there. Schaefer bringing the heat and getting it by his opposing pitcher. 1-2. Schaefer delivers, and strike 3. Bron Schaefer leaves him loaded. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Kaukauna needs 1 to tie, 2 to win on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
On to the bottom of the 7th, Maddox Hermes back on the mound, looking to pitch a complete game for the Kimberly Papermakers. His team up 2-1, in large part due to his solo home run in the top of the 6th. Kaukauna will send hitters 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Bennett Geithner leading off.
Number 24, Bennett Geithner.
Bennett Geithner, the junior third baseman, followed by the senior catcher Dylan Lotzer and junior right fielder Quentin Gustman. So far today, Geithner 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Breaking ball in there from Hermes. Geithner swung at the first pitch he saw his last time up. It was a big double play for Kimberly after a leadoff single from Terrence Seegers. That was back in the 4th inning. 0-2 now. Maddox Hermes delivers. Curveball is low. Good job by Geithner holding up on that. Nobody up in the Kimberly pen, so I don't believe Hermes is anywhere close to the maximum 100 pitch count. in a game. Fastball on the outside edge. Just catching the outside edge of the zone and heading down on strikes for the first time.
Now
Bennett
number
Geithner.
6, Dylan Lutzer.
Dylan Lotzer to the plate with 1 out and nobody on in this matchup of two teams that are 4-1 in FVA play. Swing and a miss at the top of the zone. Hermes coming with his best stuff here in the 7th. Just 1 run allowed. That was back in the bottom of the 2nd. It was Lotzer who scored in that inning, or his courtesy runner did. He walked, and then Quentin Gussman hit a double. 1-1. Gussman now on deck. 1-1 with 1 out. Slider catches the zone. Hermes looking to go the distance here, allowing just 1 run to a Kaukauna team that has put up double digits in many of their most recent games. Slider catches the inside corner. Lotzer can't believe it, and Hermes strikes out his second batter of the inning.
Now by number 12, Quentin Gussman.
Gussman up here, the last hope for Kaukauna to keep this game alive. He doubled in the 2nd inning, driving home a run, and then struck out swinging in the 5th. He swings at the first pitch he sees. Chopper to Beckett Hermes. Beckett on to first. It's picked out by Peterson in his webbing, and Kimberly completes the comeback win 2-1 here in Kaukauna. Maddox Hermes goes the distance, allowing just 1 run on 3 hits. And Kimberly moves to 7-1 overall, 5-1 in the FVA. Kaukauna 7-2, 4-2 in FVA.
Kimberly 2, Kaukauna 1.
Outstanding pitching duel here today between Paxton Shue and Maddox Hermes.
Right here tomorrow night at
Coming up next is the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield or Curtis, or at nasonvilledairy.com. We'll send it over to a word from Nasonville Dairy, but we'll interview Coach McGinnis of Kimberly, as well as a player of his choosing being put in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House. Kimberly wins 2-1 here in Kaukauna.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy.
When does Kaukauna play next? When does Kaukauna play next? Oh, okay. Bayport. Hortonville, yeah. Okay. From Nasonville, wrap it up.
We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
One walk. One hit by pitch. 3 hits. Welcome back on the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. We will talk to Coach Ryan McGinnis coming up here as his Papermakers win 2-1 over Kaukauna on the road. They were down for the majority of this game. Down 1-0 after the bottom of the second. Quentin Gussman RBI double drove in McCoy Leno running for Dylan Lotzer. And then in the top of the fourth, a one-out walk from Brady Mertzlicker. He gets around to third base on a single from Pearson Hacker, and then on a first and third play with Mertzlicker heading for second, or with Hacker heading for second, and Mertzlicker holding at third. The throw, just some miscommunication. It got through. It seems like Paxton Chu, the pitcher, thought it was going to be thrown all the way down to the middle infielders. Middle infielders thought that Chu was going to cut it off. It rolls into center field, and Mertzlicker scores the game-tying run. We would remain tied until the top of the sixth, when on the first pitch of the inning, Maddox Hermes, today's starting pitcher for Kimberly, put a charge into one and homered to left center field. Eventually, that would give Kimberly the lead, and eventually they would hold on as Hermes, as a pitcher, goes the distance, allowing just 1 run against this Kaukauna lineup. Hermes goes 7 innings, faces 25 batters, strikes out 9, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, 3 hits, and just 1 run, which was earned back in the second inning. Paxton Chu goes 6 innings for the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. Bron Schaefer pitched the 7th, his first time on the mound this year. Good to see Bron getting into a meaningful game here and pitching a scoreless 7th. Paxton Chu gives up 2 runs. Only 1 of those was earned, as the second one was a bit of tough luck for him, or the first one was a bit of tough luck on that unearned first and third play. Waiting on Coach McGinnis. He's getting talking to a lot of fans post-game here. Don't blame him, as that's a big win for his Kimberly team. Ranked 6th in the state. They're now 5-1 in FVA play, 7-1 overall, and with Appleton North at 4-0 at leading the conference. Kimberly not far behind, nor is Hortonville at 5-1. Other FBA games going on today. Neenah is at Fond du Lac in a matchup of 2 ranked teams. Hortonville at Oshkosh West. The Wildcats beat Neenah last week, so playing them on the road, not an easy matchup for the Polar Bears. Appleton East visits Appleton North, and Oshkosh North is at Appleton West. Softball game still going on here. Kimberly leading that one 11-4. Pardon me a second, folks. I'm just going to go see if I can corral Coach McGinnis and get him to grab a player to come up here for our post-game interview. I'll be back in a second. Coach McGinnis and Maddox Hermes here in the press box, just getting our microphone set up, working here. I'll turn this up. Test, test. All right. Coming over, guys. I'll zoom out. All the way zoomed out. Oh, don't fall. Thank you. There we are. Talk to you, Coach, first. What was the game plan coming into this one against Kaukauna? A couple of close games last year against the Ghosts.
Just keep getting better. Keep competing. We're still figuring out our team and kind of what we need to do, and makes it easy when Maddox Hermes pitches the way he pitched tonight.
And then in terms of getting down one early, you guys were able to really battle your way back. You had traffic on the bases in a lot of innings, some outs on the bases, some guys left on, but then you were eventually able to break through in the fourth, and then you get that big swing in the sixth. What were you preaching to your guys in the dugout throughout tonight's game?
Wasn't preaching a whole lot. I liked in those situations, especially early in the season like this, I like to see how they respond. And I'm super proud of our guys. There were quite a few things, many of them self-inflicted, but also a few things that we could have hung our head on. And going down 1-0, I didn't feel like our guys flinched one bit. I thought our approach was really good. I thought we did some really good things, but like I said, myself included, we did some things that cost us that we just need to learn from, but not back down from. And so it's good to go through those types of games where you're not always in the lead and you got to fight and claw. And we did some really good things. But, again, it starts with Maddox on the mound pounding the zone. He had his whole arsenal tonight. And I thought our offensive plan from each guy was pretty good, even though, their pitcher threw real well, Paxton.
And then in terms of upcoming this week, you guys have Nina on the road on Thursday. I saw them last week against Kaukauna, a very good team. And then coming up Hudson on Saturday. What's it going to take the rest of this week? Bouncing back. Don't have Maddox available until the weekend, I imagine, on the mound.
Yeah, well, on the mound is the key prepositional phrase there, because we got him at the bat and on defense. So as you can see tonight, it's a pretty special day for him to pitch the way he did and then to hammer that pitch to give us the lead, which was the deciding factor. So, I just keep learning about our guys and keep figuring things out. I want them to keep figuring things out and get more comfortable with what our collective plan is as well as what their individual role in plan is. So be fun to play. We'll get a good practice in tomorrow, and then we'll play Thursday and Saturday, and that'll be good for us. So thanks, Gunnar. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much, Coach. Congrats. Your team now to 7-1. We'll talk with Maddox Hermes, our highlight house player of the game. Maddox, we'll start with you on the mound. What was the approach for you and Ryan coming in and the game plan to tonight's game? Some specific hitters that you were focused on, or just a more general approach?
Yeah, so pretty much what we talked about a little bit. We were just going to try and jam the lefties pretty much. That's what we wanted to do. But mostly it's just throwing strikes and roll ground balls. The guys behind me got my back at all times. So, yeah, it's pretty much the game plan.
And after that run came across in the second, the only runners that reached, there was a leadoff single, I believe, in the fourth inning. You were able to get that double play, and then a runner reaches on an error. But you really showed your best stuff down the stretch, and you were able to keep rolling. And like you said, you had your defense behind you. When you came to the plate in the top of the sixth, what had you seen from Paxton, and what made you so confident in that first pitch swing that you were ready to go and hit it over the wall like that?
So yeah, I'd pretty much seen every pitch by that point in the game. So I was looking for a fastball, obviously, and I just saw it, and it was middle, and I wanted to just jump on it and hammer it. So yeah, that was pretty much my approach, was hunt a fastball and hit it hard.
And then you in your junior season, but of course you got plenty of seniors on this team. You guys are looking to make a run back to state for the first time since 2018. What do you think it's going to take from your group of guys to keep this consistency that you guys really showed throughout the 7 innings today? What's it going to take to show that consistency through the end of May and into June?
Yeah, so we got a lot of guys in our team who are like, they could be out there on the field, but they're just in the dugout. They're chipping away, trying to fight for a spot, and that pushes everybody else to be their best version of themselves. And then all the guys in the dugout, this is a special group. These guys got everybody's back no matter what, no matter the outcome of the game. So yeah, this is a very special group, so we got to go get it done.
Good luck coming up against Nina on Thursday and then Hudson on Saturday. One more thing for you. I'll give you the mic, and I'll count you down, 3, 2, 1. You'll look into the camera. I might readjust it here, and you'll just say, "I'm Maddox Hermes, and I'm in the house."
All right. Let me make sure you're in the center here. All right, 3, 2, I'm Maddox Hermes, and I'm in the house.
Thanks so much, Maddox. Congrats on the win. Good luck the rest of this week and the rest of this season.
Yeah, appreciate you.
You're welcome. And that'll do it here from Kaukauna High School. The Kimberly Papermakers coming on the road and getting a big 2-1 victory in a rivalry matchup over the Galloping Ghosts. Our next game from Kaukauna will be next week on the 5th. I believe that is, if I'm not mistaken, the 1st is Friday, so the 5th will be on next Tuesday as the Galloping Ghosts play host to the Oshkosh North Spartans. Hope you join us for that one. Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. For Zaleski Sports, this is Gunnar Sippert signing off.